Sports, glad to have you with us, and the legendary Shaquille O'Neal sitting alongside. For tonight's game, we'll be watching the Los Angeles Lakers as they go up against the Atlanta Hawks. Well, for Atlanta, this is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. So Kevin Love.
Here in Los Angeles before the Lakers head back to the road. And this game, Doc the pass to Love. The shot by Roy. It's stolen by Abdul-Jabbar. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
You know, regardless of who starts the break, it seems like he's usually the one to finish it.
And that's because of how well he attacks the rim on the dead run. A typical day at the office, he's one of the more skilled offensive players out there.
For 3, Kobe, and the shot is good. Kobe's got 6.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Well, it was the Los Angeles Lakers winning their last game against the Jazz in Salt Lake City.
It was an emphatic win for them, especially considering that it was on the road. No question, by the way, that it was their offense that carried.
Steve, I love the way they attacked at every opportunity. They never were on their heels, and eventually that allowed them to pull away.
Here is Doc, fended by West. Here's Doc. No good with the triple.
That's now 4 misses on their first 5 attempts. Still trying to find the rhythm and flow here offensively.
Well, the Hawks were in a bit of transition last year, that phase of their development. But one area that they really struggled was getting wins on the road.
And that's always hard to do. They were very average away from home this season, right in the middle of the playoff path.
And the basket by West. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Here's Doc. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Doc's got his first bucket of the night. Lakers leading by 9. Let's send it over to Doris Burke, who caught up with head coach Mike Budenholzer. Doris?
One player we discussed in detail is the young Bradley Beal. He said, "I was a fan of his game from watching him at Florida. His combination of outside shooting and slashing make him a very tough cover. We're going to put pressure on him and try to take the ball out of his hands." And Kevin, Beal's such an intriguing talent. We'll see if he's able to put up some big numbers.
Thanks, Doris. Here is Doc, fended by West. Takes a shot at the elbow, and it's Love missing.
And a missed opportunity right there.
Definitely, I think he should have converted that one.
Unbelievable.
How did he do that?
Their offense has really come together immediately, threatening to run away with this game.
It's hard to imagine they'll be able to stay as hot as they've been so far, but if they can, watch out.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks.
He has to be concerned with all the missed shots. I mean, it happens to every team, but you have to find a way to keep being productive even when you go through a shooting drought.
He might be trying to tell them to get to the free throw line. You know, all teams go cold at points during the game, but the good team still find ways to score.
Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Moses Malone. He's checked in for Chamberlain. Malone comes in for O'Neal. Johnson, he's checked in for Bryant. And Ty Lawson subbed in for West. Then for the Hawks, Brook Lopez is checked in for Chamberlain. Wallace comes in for Kevin Love. And it's Mr. Incredible in for Doc. Here's Newman. After the basket by Atlanta. And the first shot of the night for him, missing.
Gerald Wallace undergoing knee and ankle surgeries in an early end to last season. For a player so dependent on his athleticism, it'll be interesting to see how he does coming back now at the age of 32.
Malone's shot, good. And we've got an injury out on the floor. Very unfortunate as always, guys. Don't like to see this.
No, this is the last thing you ever want to see at a game.
You know, at this point, we can just knock on wood, say a prayer, and wish him the best.
The Atlanta making some changes. Tony, he's checked in for Wallace. And it's Hornacek in for Rain Man. And Wallace last season battling gamely on a rebuilding Celtics team.
Yeah, it was an interesting attempt at a fit for Wallace. I mean, the team was going young, and he's near the tail end of his career, so it's not ideal for him or the team, but nonetheless, He's always been a pro that works extremely hard and brings value wherever he's been.
And here is Los Angeles now, following the bucket by the Hawks. Johnson outside, fires the three, and he gets it to go.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
Boy, the field goal percentage is fantastic. Exactly the kind of start they were hoping for.
And here we go. Lakers running again.
Watch out!
Wow, that was unbelievable.
Look at
How
that.
about that?
Look at that. 59 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here is Mr. Incredible. Feeds it to Hornacek. Lopez a screen. Off the pick. A nice shot by Hornacek. Hornacek's got his first basket.
That was an outstanding pick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued.
Here's Newman. He's coming off a 16-point game against Utah. And that one's good.
They've been outstanding here in the first quarter. Great spacing, excellent passing, and the three-point shooting has been unbelievable.
Mr. Incredible, the pass to Lopez. And he drops in the layup off the glass. There's 31 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Here's Newman. Kicks it out to Malone. Pulls up. And another basket for the Lakers.
But with this soft D, they're allowing them to shoot a very high percentage from the field so far.
Yeah, and they're just not offering any resistance, not making anything difficult for them, and they're able to kind of do whatever they want to do.
Now the dish to Lopez. The turnaround. And it's Malone with the rebound. We're at the end of the first quarter, and what a blowout already in this one. Los Angeles on top, opening up a huge gap. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Lakers.
They've set the first half tone by really getting out in transition.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the court right now for the Hawks, they've got Tony. Doc is out there with Mr. Incredible. Then there's Kevin Love, and it's Chamberlain in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Shots good from West.
And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
The Los Angeles Lakers, the NBA's most successful franchise over the last 3 decades, since 1980. 10, guys, count them, 10 titles.
That's remarkable, and they've led the way from a business standpoint as well, Kevin. They pioneered televising their home games where some teams had worried about undercutting ticket sales. A lot of great ideas and dynamics that have helped this franchise become what it is.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Kevin, the Atlanta Hawks, a team that looks to spread the floor with shooting. Coach Mike Budenholzer said, we don't want to just be a three-point shooting team. We want to get to the rim first. By creating that space, we give our guards and our bigs a chance to attack. If the paint is taken away, we'll look for our shooters. Good strategy, Kevin.
Coach Bud coming from San Antonio, Doris. The Hawks trying to create that same kind of spacing. A chance here to get a quick injury report. Let's get a chance to check up on Gerald Wallace's status. Doris?
Kev, I was able to speak with head athletic trainer for the Hawks about his status. The news is not good at all. It looks like a broken ankle with additional injury to the surrounding connective tissue. There is no chance of his return to this game, and from the sound of it, gentlemen, he could be out a whole lot longer than just today.
All right, Doris. Really appreciate you